Frank O'Mahony, it has always been a Corkman who has won the Circuit of Kerry, and I'm sure you're to make sure that nothing changes over the weekend.
Well, I suppose we'll be doing our best. As you can see, it is exceptionally warm and fine size, actually excellent. Well, we'll have opposition obviously from James Doherty and James McDaid in the Ascona will be obviously going very quickly, and a few more people, so we'll have to keep it all together and keep it on the road. And at the same time go as quickly as we can, you know.
Have you made any alterations whatsoever to the car since West Cork?
No, she's actually the very same as West Cork. We're only 11-inch rims behind, all right, which we didn't have in the West Cork. And, well, we don't know whether the roads here will be suitable or not. They may be a bit narrow, but we'll try it anyway for the first couple of stages.
James Doherty, Kerry has been a reasonably happy hunting ground for you through the years. What are going to be your tactics over the weekend?
Well, I think my last few events with so many mechanical problems, my idea for today anyway is to sit back and let the car settle down and see if I can, I'll just watch the pace and see how Frank is going. I certainly won't be doing it for a few stages. Later on the day, if things are settling down all right, I'll have a throw.
Do you expect the stages themselves to be very, very fast?
Well, I haven't driven here for a long, long time, and in fact, I'd say it was back when I had a 1300 Escort. It was the last time I drove some of those stages. They're quick stages, all right, they're very quick, and in fact, my gearing might be a little bit too low for it, so any place where I'll have to make up ground will be on the twisty stuff.
Very serious mechanical problems the first stage in West Cork. What have you done with the car since then?
Well, I've replaced the engine again. I'm back now on a 2.6. That was 2.3. I'm back on 2.6. It's just after having a block on it because the block was cracked. And I drove the car down here because there's no mileage on it. And it seems to be running okay. I don't think of any problem.
Thank you. Kerry rallying is rough rallying. Does that worry you at all?
Well, we're from Donegal as such, and any rally we've done in Donegal we find it fairly smooth, and this is our first attempt to accept the Circuit of Ireland at Kerry Rally, and we enjoyed it here before anyway, so I hope for the best this time.
It's a beautiful finished car. Could you tell us a little bit more about the history behind it?
Well, it's next Jimmy McRae car, and we have just got it out for the first time, and we're intending to take it sort of gently to get sort of used to it, you know.
Actually, it's our first run in the car, and we're really testing it for the Donegal International next month. That's why we've come all the way down here.
Are you going to try and keep with Frank in front of you?
It's hard to say that. We'll just have to wait and find out. We feel we're going to take it easy, but you never know what happens when we get on the stage.
I'm sure it's going to be okay, lads. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much.
Corkman Frank O'Mahony in the Colster Vauxhall Chevette HSR headed the entry list in the 1984 Gulf Oil Circuit of Kerry Rally. He was closely followed by the number 2 seed James Doherty from Adair, also in a Vauxhall Chevette HSR. Next came the big North of Ireland entry of James McDaid in the ex-Jimmy McRae Opel Ascona 400. Followed by the TB3 Escort of AJ Keating, setting the fastest time of 3 minutes 10 seconds on this, the first special stage. Best seeded local man now, Paddy Murphy in the ex-Jimmy Fitzgerald Vauxhall, having his first major outing in the car. Then came the local hero, Donny Horton in the Tesco-sponsored RS 2000. Followed by Billy Daly in the Killarney Autos Volkswagen Golf GTI. The other Corkman in the top 10 was Sean Delaney in his well-prepared G3 Escort. Joe Butler from Carrignavar had no navigator before the start and ended up with his serviceman Roderick Sheehan in the hot seat. Charlie Higley rounded off the top 10 in his Mark 1 RS 2000. The 10th Circuit of Kerry Rally was held on Saturday the 5th and Sunday the 6th of May, and was sponsored for the second year in a row by Gulf Oil through their local distributors, Kingdom Motor Factors. It was organised by the Kerry Motor Club with the very efficient JP Brick again as clerk of the course. From its 12 noon start at Rally headquarters, the Banna Beach Hotel, the event followed a similar format to that of the very successful 1983 event, with 9 stages in the Tralee area on Saturday and 9 stages around Abbeyfeale and Castleisland on Sunday. Cork drivers had won all the previous 9 rallies, with Ger Buckley heading the roll of honour with 5 wins. Dimmy Fitzgerald comes next with 3 victories under his belt, while Michael and Anne O'Connell's sole success was in 1978. After the first 2 stages, Frank O'Mahony led on a time of 7 minutes 40 seconds. AJ Keating was second, 7 minutes 47 seconds, while Pat Murphy was now up to third on 7 minutes 51 seconds. James Doherty was fourth on a time of 7 minutes 52 seconds. Special Stage 4, Drummond Hill, and James Doherty goes through in second place, as early rally leader Frank O'Mahony is slowed by back axle and gearbox problems. James McDaid was getting the feel of the big Ascona and playing it sensibly over these early stages. The new rally leader is AJ Keating, but has no rev counter and is very worried for fear he would over-rev the engine. Joni Horton going through now and is all set to make his challenge on the leaderboard. Billy Daly was experiencing severe clutch problems, but was using a mixture of flour and coke and keeping his fingers crossed that it would take him to the finish this evening. Sean Delaney was having a steady drive and was now lying well within the top 10. Patty Murphy from Killarney was showing great promise and still holding down 3rd place. Joe Butler's gearbox in the Group A Mantha was beginning to act up, and his co-driver Roderick Sheehan spent most of his time holding the lever in 4th and 5th gear. Eamon Butler in the 1600 Nissan was amazingly fast, while Con Ward in the Avenger was giving notice of great things to come. Pat Dillon in the pretty little Renault 5 Turbo was setting a lot of fast stage times, even though he had only a standard gearbox and no limited slip diff. Sean Hurley was aiming for a top 10 finish. Dermot O'Sullivan was setting the Kerry stages alive with a spectacular style of driving. Joe Sinan was another driver who was obviously enjoying himself. Dennis Scully and Morris Nagel were out to prove that they were deserved higher seeding than their 74 slot. But poor Frank O'Mahony was in big, big trouble. A lot of activity around the car at the moment, Frank. What seems to be the problem?
Well, we have a few big problems. On the second stage, the differential started to pack up. It is growling and whining. So we decided to try and keep her going, and we borrowed an axle from Pat Murphy. So we had to go into Killarney for that. So then on the next stage out, which was Sharp Mountain, the gearbox went, there's a hole in the side of the box. She pumped out all the oil. So we just kept her going the last 3 stages with the gearboxes. We're just using 2 gears, 4th and 5th, just to keep her going. But we're hoping out that we're going to try and fit the axle and gearbox now. But I'm not too sure if we can do it in the time we have, you know.
And how much time has all these problems cost you?
I don't know, we haven't checked the times, but I'd say we probably have at least 5 minutes or 6 minutes last. So we're just hoping that maybe if we can get the parts in, we might pull back some of that time, you know, over the next, obviously there's a day and a half left yet, the rally left yet. So we're going to try it anyway.
We hope it's going to be okay for you, Frank. Thank you.
All right.
A puncture in the last stage before service, Pat. How much time has it cost you?
Cost us roughly about 3.5 minutes anyway. We just stop and change the wheel on the stage after about 2 miles into the stage. So it cost at least 3 minutes anyway. So that throws us back a few places anyway.
But you're still lying within the top 10, I presume.
I hope so. We were third, all right, but I can't say where we're now because 3 minutes still I have time to lose. I have time to ring back as well.
And no problems whatsoever with the car besides that puncture?
No, with slight braking problems, all right, but we hope to get that rectified now anyway at the service.
Okay, keep it up, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah, right, thank you very much.
Early rally leader AJ Keating, his second lead, but I think you've had some problems.
Yeah, I'm driving it out of rev counter all day. I spent the last day looking for a rev counter and I haven't succeeded. So on these long straights I'm just driving by ear. I'm hoping I won't cook the car and I'm going a little slower than I should, I think, on the straights. Otherwise everything is going well.
And you won't quicken up the pace a little bit and try and conserve your lead?
I can't afford to, I'm afraid. I'll just have to conserve the engine. If I over-rev it once I could blow it all and I'm going to have to finish. I'm going to try anyway.
We hope to see you at the finish, AJ. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Sean Delaney, you're looking very calm and relaxed. Everything must be going for you according to plan.
Yeah, we're having a fantastic run. My Pat O'Donnell navigating for me today, and Pat is fantastic inside next to me. No mistakes. We're going, I think we're lying about 5th overall at the moment, as far as we know. So if we can keep there, I'll be quite happy.
And how have we found the stages? Were they very, very fast?
They're fast and loose, but you know, I mean, I'm only getting really used to the car since Pat sat in with me. I mean, he's a fantastic navigator and it makes an awful difference.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, thank you.
James Doherty has the bit between his teeth now, and after his early problems is poised to take the lead. James McDaid is still taking it cautiously over these Saturday stages. But this is the last we will see of rally leader AJ Keating, who was about to retire when his rear axle broke in two. Once again for AJ, mechanical problems as Mark paid to a very fine drive for the Kanturk Baker. Another retirement on the second loop of stages on Saturday was Charlie Hickey when the Escort engine blew on special stage 8. Brendan Savage and Maurice Lynch from Tralee were also forced into retirement on Saturday, again due to engine problems. While Kerry's answer to the Flying Fens, Dominic Kelly, overdid it at the Flying Cross Road on special stage 2, and the badly damaged sump ensured retirement.
James Doherty with over 2 minutes of a lead. Is it going to be plain sailing from here on?
Well, I don't know. Is there anything plain sailing and rallying really today? But we have a comfortable lead, and we'll just keep an eye on what's happening behind us at this stage. We're happy with the car now. It took us a long time to get things sorted out the way we wanted them, but I think it's right enough now. So we'll just watch it.
James, what is your first taste of Kerry rallying been like?
I think it's great roads besides what we're used to up in Donegal. Great, smooth, nice rally country. Really like it, but we're just taking it sort of gently. So far, we're not taking any chances and hoping to finish without marking the car, you know.
Only just 18 seconds between yourself and James McDaid for second place. Will you be able to overhaul that before the finish this evening?
No, we won't be going out to overhaul that deficit at all. We'll just like to keep in there and finish today's event, and we'll see what'll happen then tomorrow. We're quite happy with the way we are.
Mike Roach, have you had many hairy moments in this Datsun today?
Just one. In Ballyfinnan with no break. So we're after preparing now, hopefully we'll survive the next one. We've had quite a good run.
And what about the battle for class honours? How has that been developing?
At the moment we're second in class. We hope to improve on that in the next stage. Tomorrow we're certainly hoping to improve on it.
We look forward to watching you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Joe Butler, very spectacular moments in stage 8. Can you recall exactly what happened?
Well, I think you're talking about the hairpin on stage 8. We did approach it a little bit too fast, and slight miscalculation, and we spun. Nothing too severe. Didn't do any damage anyway.
You had some mechanical problems earlier on this morning. How much time has it cost you?
Well, it's cost us quite a bit of time. We've still got it. We have a gearbox problem that's it's slipping out of third in top gear, so it's costing quite a bit of time trying to hold it into gear. But hopefully we'll change it tonight, and we won't. That'll cure our problem for tomorrow.
We hope it's going to be okay for you, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
The final stage on Saturday evening, and thousands of spectators watch as the rally circus goes through Kilflane. Frank O'Mahony is now second, but gets into all sorts of problems at this tricky left-hander. He has changed both the axle and gearbox and was hoping that the gods would be way more kind to him on Sunday than they were today. By now, James Doherty has built up a lead of 3 minutes 10 seconds on O'Mahony. His confidence was grown by the mile, but he was still taking nothing for granted, as he had been disappointed too many times in the past when victory seemed to be there for the taking. McDaid was fifth, but it is still all to play for, as only 41 seconds separated second and sixth place. Having got used to the big Opel, he will be now pulling out all the stops tomorrow and making full use of his power advantage. Pat Murphy, who earlier in this stage had a new unofficial record for the high jump at the infamous Flying Crossroads, was charging up the leaderboard. He had lost a lot of time due to a puncture earlier and was determined to bring it back. Johnny Horden was now third, just 15 seconds behind O'Mahony. He lost time earlier today when he damaged a rear wing in an incident a mere 3 miles from his home. Sean Delaney was having the drive of his life with Pat O'Donnell in the left-hand seat, was now fourth, just 4 seconds behind Horn. Despite a slipping clutch, Billy Daly was sixth, the flour and coke working wonders. With clouds of dust rising around the village on this glorious May evening, it was more like a stage of the East African safari than the Gulf Oil Circuit of Kerry Rally. As Sean Hurley enters the village, he is under immense pressure from the sensation of the rally, Con Ward, who gets by the Glengariff man right in front of our camera. Fenton Foley, having sold their 60-pound Simca, is about to try this new cadet in this unforgiving Kerry wall. I wonder, is he on commission from the Kerry County Council? While Eddie Hill and Joan Russell practice a Kerry set, or is it a Kerry slide? Dermot O'Sullivan, I wonder, is he thinking of calling for a cup of tea? Sunday, day 2, and James Doherty sets a blistering pace at the head of the field, determined to add to his overnight lead. James McDaid is another man in a hurry. After lying 5th overnight, is set to move up the leaderboard very rapidly indeed. But the 4th place man, Sean Delaney, is about to retire further up this stage, Barna Wood, with an expired engine. While Donny Horton, an amazing 3rd overnight, finds the pace a little too fast for his escort. Billy Daly changed the Volkswagen's clutch overnight and sets very fast times over these early Sunday stages. The famous Black Vauxhall of Pat Murphy is still a force to be reckoned with. Frank O'Mahony is not giving up yet and sets the fastest time, 6 minutes 43 seconds on this stage. Blue skies, high temperatures and thousands of spectators were the order of the day, and the Kerry countryside looked its best in the May sunshine.
Sean Hurley, 2nd in your class and well within the top 10. Has this exercise been very much worthwhile?
Well, it has been worthwhile, I suppose, yes. But it's been a bit rough, and the stages are a bit too fast for us, so far as we don't have the top speed for them. But at the same time, I'm keeping the fingers crossed now, so we get through the next one. It's my first 2-day finish for a long time, if we can do that.
And the car has behaved like a dream all through the weekend.
Well, we blew a head gasket in the last stage yesterday evening, and we had valve problems that we changed them last night and changed the gasket, and it's flying today.
That's good. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Con Ward, are you enjoying the drive in the ex-Ed Colton Avenger?
Yeah, the car is fabulous and no problems with the car. With vibration and Saturday morning with the drive shaft. We changed it and since then it's fine, no problems.
Dennis Scully, How have you found it to compete in the 1984 Golf Circuit of Kerry Rally?
Yeah, I think it was a very good event. I think the roads were very, I think they were very tough, which was, it was very enjoyable event. I enjoy it so far. Enjoying it very much, like. The car's going well and we're having a good old drive, like.
Marie Maloney, you have the ladies' class pretty well wrapped up at the moment. How would you sum up the 1984 Golf Isle Circuit of Kerry?
Well, to date it's been a super rally. Everything has gone off without any problems. Yesterday was pretty tight and bumpy, you know. It suited the size of the car, but they were very, very rough. Today they're really, really powerful. You know, the stages are so quick, and they're much too quick for our car anyhow, but we're just keeping the pedal down, trying to make up as much time as possible.
And you had no worrying moments at any stage during the event?
Not really. I've been worried a few times when Monica keeps telling me to keep the foot down, and I just keep lifting it off. I'm hoping that around the bend it's okay, but not really. We had one fright yesterday, but nothing to worry about really.
Thanks, Marie, very much.
Thank you.
James Doherty's lead was now over 5 minutes when O'Mahony's Vauxhall gave up the ghost and retired on special stage 14. James McDaid and Rory Kennedy were now second, and despite minor mechanical problems earlier this morning, were putting up second fastest times consistently. Donny Horton was fourth. Con Ward was an incredible fifth overall. Billy Daly's clutch was again acting up. Joe Butler was forced to change to a standard gearbox on Saturday night, but was a fine 6th overall. Another major retirement on Sunday was Paddy Murphy with camshaft problems, but he was definitely a man to watch for in the future. Tony Delan and John Higgins, after setting some very fast stage times on Saturday in the ex-Richie Healy Escort, broke a half shaft on Sunday and retired, I think, to the Wounded Knee Saloon.
Billy Daly, you were seriously hampered yesterday with a slipping clutch. How has it been for you so far today?
Well, it was okay in the first 2 stages, but on the 3rd stage it started again. So we have some flour now and Coca-Cola walking away inside in the clutch. So that's what's keeping us going at the moment. And hopefully it'll take us to the end.
But in 3rd place, the finish is important. Do you think that you'll be able to get that finish?
At this stage I'd be more interested in the class now than I would be in the overalls. Finish number 1 and class number 2, and the overalls can take their own place then after that.
Well, we hope that Desmond's grave won't be your grave. Thanks, Billy.
Thanks very much.
James McDaid, it's a long ways to Donegal, but the long trip down has been worth it, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. We have gained valuable experience in this new car, and we're feeling good that we're doing so well, you know.
You've had some problems earlier on today. Would you like to tell us about them?
Well, first of all, we had a starter motor go yesterday, and then on the first of those batch of stages today, the plug lead jumped off a mile into the 9-miler stage, you know, and left her going a bit bad. And next thing, on the next stage, then broke a clutch cable, and with that being broke, then we broke the gear linkage, gear lever, so slowed us a bit, but didn't last too much time. I don't think we lost second place anyway.
Con Ward, you've been setting these Kerry stages ablaze today. You're obviously enjoying yourself.
I am, yeah. The car is fabulous and no problems with the car. With vibration on Saturday morning, I with the drive shaft. We changed it, and since then it's fine, no problems.
And you don't foresee any problems with it here in this last stage?
I hope that anyway, you know. But just drive to the finish now. We have the class by, I think, 5.5, 6 minutes. So 5th overall. So we can't complain with that, you know.
I'm sure you can, Con. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
James Doherty, just one stage to go and 5 minutes of a lead. You must be pretty confident.
Well, we're fairly confident, all right. There's no real pressure, as there hasn't been for a few stages, and it's only a matter of keeping the car moving.
And you had no problems whatsoever with the car this morning?
Not really. We had our problems yesterday. We got those sorted out, and we put in a punch, obviously at the right time. We got into the position we wanted, and we've held that.
Okay, enjoy the celebrations tonight, James. Thanks.
I hope you're right. Thank you.
So, for the results of the 1984 Golf Oil Circuit of Kerry Rally. Martin Hensbury, Paul O'Connell, 18th overall, 3rd in Class 8. Fimber O'Connell, Oliver Switzer, 17th overall, 4th in Class 7. John O'Sullivan and Pat Clear, 16th overall, 3rd in Class 4. '15th overall was John Morley and 2nd in Class 4. Finbar Tobin and Willem Noon were 14th overall and 3rd in Class 6. Pat and Oliver Kiley, 13th overall, 2nd in Class 2. Pat Murphy and Pat Cagney, 12th overall, 2nd in Class 6. While Fenton Foley was 11th overall and 1st in Class 2. Sean Hurley and Michael Buckley, 10th overall, 3rd in Class 7. Eamon and Andrew Boland, 9th overall and 2nd in Class 7. Frank Maher was 8th overall and 1st in Class 6. Pat Dillon, 7th overall and 2nd in Class 8. Joe Butler and Roderick Sheehan finished 6th overall and 1st in Class 4. Connie Ward finished 5th overall and 1st in Class 7. While Donny Horton and Tom Carey finished 4th overall and 1st in Class 8. So, for the top 3, Billy Daly and Michael O'Leary, despite their severe problems, not alone finished, but brought the GTI home a fine 3rd overall. An amazing result. James McDaid and Rory Kennedy brought down the Opel in preparation for the Donegal International. They gained valuable experience of the car, and their fine second place was an added bonus indeed. So, the winner of the 1984 Gulf Oil Circuit of Kerry Rally was James Doherty, co-driven by Michael Curley. This was a sweet victory for the Limerick man and must make up in some way for his many disappointments in the recent past. This is Michael White saying thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for our next productions.